What's going on YouTube? It's Roger here from Lakai Reef, and I haven't posted a video in a while. I apologize. I've been super busy with work and physical therapy assistant school and photography that I've just been a bad YouTuber. So I'm going to put a video out today. The picture that's going to come up is a picture from last week, so it's nice and new. It's not video. I'm sorry. I'll try and get a video for the next one. But I saw this blurb on the bottom of the Nano Reef um, Tank of the Month nominee winners, like the Tank of the Month winners. There's this little section that says thoughts on, and one of them was coral fads. So I thought, or I want to kind of emulate that thoughts on series. So I'm going to do my first one on coral fads for you guys. I'm not one to totally sucker into a lot of coral fads. If it's pretty and it's a reasonable price, I'll buy it. But I just saw this post on Reef Builders for a $6,000 mushroom. Like, what? I didn't understand. It was beautiful and it was colorful and it was great, but it was $6,000. I could get, a lot of things, a lot of coral for $6,000. I could build my dream setup for $6,000. And some people, it blows my mind that they'll pay for it. But that's them. That's their money that they're spending it however they want. But I more wanted to talk about how if you're on a forum long enough, you'll notice that there's trends with coral and what's being bought and what's being popularized on forums, especially on some of the little forums. People will really kind of start to buy the same stuff. I remember some specific phases at nanoreef.com. There was a phase where Gorgonian and sponge tanks were like the tank to have. Everyone was getting sponges and Gorgonians, and then there was a point where Zeovit, that whole system, was really, really popular, and now it's more of like the really natural look is kind of the phase that Nano Reef's in right now, and you can even tell. I like Nano Reef because of the variety, and once it starts, everything starts to look the same. All the scapes look the same, the lighting spectrums look the same, the color schemes look the same. It starts to get really dry, and then next thing you know, a new phase comes along, and I really think that it's good to evolve and change your taste and try something new. Like I tried to emulate my own philosophy in my tank. Like if you look at my tank, there's 3 pillars, and those 3 pillars are based off of the pillars of creation, which are nebulae somewhere in space. I don't know, but they're one of my favorite things in astronomy is the pillars of euphoria. So I wanted to emulate those pillars in my aquarium, and I think a lot of people are so focused on the specific fad that's going on in that moment. Like for a while, this whole natural movement's coming along with like the Fibonacci spiral that's everywhere, or the rule of thirds, and they base their whole tank off of that. And the next thing you know, new people come along and they emulate that and they emulate that, and it starts to like lose the variety. I mean, it's cool and it makes sense. That's natural. That's part of it. But it's kind of interesting. I'm not saying it's bad. No, I'm not saying this is bad. This is just kind of what I'm noticing. What's interesting is how quickly it'll evolve. Like I said, the Gorgonians were like off the rage, and then next thing you know, it was Zeovit. Now it's supernatural, and then there was a while where cold water tanks were like really, really big. I mean, you can just go back and look at these distinct phases of just coral and what was being bought and what was being sold and how tanks were being developed. But getting back to my original point with the super expensive coral, it's also interesting how even the coral industry, aquaculture, mariculture, has gotten behind branding. Like I have that big green purple rim Capricornus looks just like a Lang C, but I can't charge more than $10 for a big chunk of it because I don't have any proof. It looks exactly the same. Coralit's exact same, growth exact same, but it's not from that dude. And just like that Jason Fox Setosa that I have is actually a Jason Fox Setosa. I have the certificate and everything, and I can charge more for that because it's Jason Fox. It's just I understand how branding works, but it's when it gets out of proportion, like the fact that I can't sell that cap for more than $10 when the Lang C cap or Psi or whatever, you can sell that for like $100 an inch. Like it's the same thing. And same thing with some of the rare acropores that are coming out, like $500 an inch. It's just you wait 4 years and that'll be down to $75 an inch, and something somewhere is going to replace the new top standard. So that's another thing. If you think something's really pretty and you need to have it, wait 2 years, because people are going to buy it and frag it and trade it, and the price is going to go down so far. I remember when the Red Dragon first came out, it was like $250 an inch. Now you can get it for like $25 an inch. It's just because people have it everywhere. People are trading it, so the demand, there's so much out there that the demand for, you know, or not manufacturers, but retailers to have it and sell it to you is not at $150 anymore, because I can go trade half of my bird's nest colony for this tiny little red dragon. Like, it's just the way it works. So if you think something's really pretty, just hold it off. It's like buying a car. If you can't afford a car right now, but you really like the new models right now, by the time you probably can't afford a car, you can afford the used version of the car that you really like. So I don't know. That's kind of getting off topic. But so I'm going to do a couple more of these series, but I don't think I'm going to wrap this one up. I don't want this video to be too long and annoying. So let me know if you guys have anything in specific you want my thoughts on. I think I'm going to go make a couple of these and post them up and see how they do. I'm trying to keep them under 8 minutes too. That's my goal. So usually anything over 8 minutes doesn't do that well for my channel. So thanks guys for listening. If you guys have any of your own thoughts on coral fads, please leave them down in the comment section below. I would like to know what you think about some of the coral fads that are going on right now. And if you guys are on a forum that I'm not on, kind of let me know what the trends are at your tank. Like, what's being popularized, what are the big tank, like the known tanks in your forum doing right now. So yeah, go ahead, and I'd like to get a discussion going, and I'd like to be a little bit more active on YouTube. So that being said, see you later guys. Enjoy your tanks.